Hi everyone, it's Cindy here from Cindy M's Crochet Corner. Today I want to show you another blanket stitch. I'm going to use a 4.25mm this time with my favourite big twist. It's like a $4 ball of wool. Big twist, it's 375 meters in length, and for a blanket all you need is about 4 balls for a 50-inch by 60-inch throw or cot blanket, that sort of thing. If you want to make more, obviously do more. I'd include an extra ball just for the border as well. It's light, a three lightweight yarn, and very easy to work with, 100% acrylic. And I'm going to make a stitch with you today and border. This stitch you'll need to do in multiples of 8 plus 7. It's very easy, simple. We'll start with just a chain row first, so do your slip knot to start with, and I'm going to work up probably about 32 would be plenty for this, and then my 7. So I'll do 32 and then plus my 7. So I'll just do that off camera, just your 32 chain, and I will join you just at the end of this. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit for you. So I have 39 chain on my hook now. You can do whatever length of your blanket, just make sure that it's in multiples of 8 plus 7 initially, okay? The 7 is needed to make sure that your pattern works sort of like evenly throughout, so it's identical on either side. Balanced is what we'll call it. So once you've got your chain, then we're going to do a double crochet. It's a triple crochet in UK terms, but double for us in Australia and US. And we're going to do the double crochet into the 3rd loop. Now, this is up to you whether you want to go through this section here or if you want to go into the back loop. I like to go into the back loop. It makes it nice and neat. So 1, 2 and 3 into the back loop I'll go. This will take a little bit of time, that's why you make sure your tension is off initially. And just do a double crochet in the back loops. If it's too fiddly for you, definitely go through this other section here. But I'm just going to work into the back loop all the way across. This yarn has proven to be very popular. In my last video that I did, it's called the Alpine stitch. It was a baby cot blanket that I made. Check that one out. That's it's been very popular if you like this yarn. So basically you can see there on the bottom you have this beautiful V, which looks really nice. So just bear with doing one row. Makes a big difference in your end product. Makes it easier to stitch, do your border row, and also if you don't want to do a border, you don't have to. At least it looks quite neatly finished at the bottom there. So I'm going to go through and just do this row off camera. And I'll show you the next row, which will get into the pattern of this. And just watch your threads. Just the back bump. Just there. And this yarn is also a sort of you can use for male, female, any gender you like. It's got all the beautiful colours through it. So I love it, it's so versatile. It's easy to work with too, it's really soft. And absolute bargain. I worked it out, I could do a whole cot blanket for $16, so definitely see if you can find this yarn. It does come in multiple of different colours, it's not just this one, but I like the delicateness of this, it's beautiful. Alright, so I'll just finish this off camera and I'll join you for the next row. Okay, so just going to move on to the second row now. So we do 2 chain always at the start, and that gives you the height of your double crochet is what you want. So not into the first but into the next stitch here, we're going to do 4 front post double crochets. Three and 4, so just 4 in a row front post, and then we're going to alternate and do 4 back post double crochets. So go around to the back, push through and bring it around. So putting your hook around the back, you'll get used to this. This first row is a little bit harder. Go around the back of the post, bring it round, yarn over, through 2, through 2, and we're going to do that 4 times. So in, through, pull back. Just turn your work if you need to, so you can see what you're doing. And 1 more. Watch your strands as well. And then we go back into the front. So we'll go down to here and we'll do under 4 front post. And again, right around that entire double crochet. And keep your yarn nice and tension off your yarn, and just take your time. You can do this with a larger hook if you like. On my Alpine stitch baby blanket I used a 5mm, which was I found really made it quite an easy job to do. For this one we'll stick with this. I just wanted less gaps, so we'll just see how this goes. But it is catching. Just undo it if it doesn't feel right. Okay, let's try that again. So we have 4 in the front, we want to go to the back, so take it around, pop through the hole there, push through, and just turn your work over if you need to. Just watch the catching there. Let's try that again. Seems to be catching on the pull through. That's it, just be gentle with it. And again, pull through. That's better. And that's all we're going to do for this entire row, is 4 front, 4 back. I think it's 1 more. Double crochets, so you can see that there. That's how it should look. So then we go back to the front, around the front there, pull through, and again. And 1 more. Sorry about this band-aid. You can see I did a bit of gardening, and the soil here is so hard, and I was using a shovel trying to break it up a bit, and as I don't know if you do, but I never wear gloves. I'm shocking, so I ended up getting a bit of a blister. my hands are way too soft. Okay, that's 3. I was going to say I got a blister from all the crocheting, but not quite. Alright, so we go across and it's looking beautiful already. So we'll do 2 rows of this and then we'll change it up. So keep going across and I'll join you for the next row. And it looks the same on both sides, which is what I love. Alright. So as you can see, having those extra 7 chain, you've got a lovely 4 front posts at the end here. And then we do 1 half double crochet at the end, and that just completes the row. 1 more there. Half double crochet is all we need right into that chain 2 space there, and make sure you catch 2 strands, not just 1 strand. That will make the edge look quite neat. And we do 2 chain again to start our next row. Okay, so on this row we're going to do the same again as what we had there. So we don't do the first, but we go into the next one and just do a back post. If it's easier for you, definitely turn your work over, just move it around. Back post, just like that, just turn it over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and the same again, back post. Just make sure you get that back post. There's 2 little bits there, so you just want to go in between, back post. So look at it from the top, makes it easier for you. And as you go on through this pattern, it will get easier because it will pull down a bit for you. So back into the front there, and we do 4. And 2, 3, and 4. Then we go back into the back post. So make sure you go all the way around, as you can see there and there. You want to go all the way around the posts. Okay, so into the back post. So do that all the way across this row. Just double crochets. This is an easy stitch. Once you get the hang of it, you don't even need to look at what you're doing. It's fantastic. You can actually feel it more so than needing to look. Front post, so 4 of each. I'll keep going to the end and I'll show you how we change up the next row. Back post. If you keep the tension off, you'll find it easier to work with. This is a bit of a yarn eater as well, as it can work up quite thick depending on what yarn you use. I did another tutorial as well with a thicker yarn for a really nice chunky blanket. I'll attach that one to this as well, so have a look at that. That looks really nice. Just depends on how thick you want it to be to what you use in your yarn and your hooks. Just make sure you match your hooks to your yarn. Alright, so it's starting to take shape already, which is fantastic. I love this. I love this yarn as well. It looks so cool. Alright, so I'll go to the end and I'll show you the next row. Just coming up to the end here, I've just got 1 more in the back loop there. Pull through. And then I'll just show you the end. Always make sure you get this end one right at the end there. You don't want to skip that, otherwise your work will start to shrink, and we want to keep a nice straight border. And see how I've gone through the entire stitch instead of through the chain? It gives you that big open gap, so make sure you go through the chain. I know it's fiddly, but it looks better. So go through 2 loops of the chain, and I'll show you. It's a bit fiddly, but go through that so then it's not so gappy. Pull through 3 for your half double, 2 chain, and then we turn our work. Now on the next 2 rows they're going to be the same, but we are going to be different from the last row that we did. And this is how I'll show you. So we have 2, so you can see there you've got the first 4 front posts. We're going to change that to a back post. So skip the first stitch and bring it around to a back post. Back post. And again around the back. And just watch, if you catch it like that, just stop, take it out, start again. You don't want to catch it, it gets harder to manage. All the way around. That's it. One more, all the way around. Pull through 2, pull through 2. And now for the back posts, we're going to make them a front post. Double crochet. And that's all there is to this pattern. Back post, front post. So 2 rows, and then you alternate 2 rows. Okay. So front post, go around to the back. Around to the back. And again. You'll start to see the pattern forming after this next row, because that will be the last row before we start to repeat the 4 rows. How cool is this colour changing? It's nice with these patterned stitches, because it's forever changing and it looks great. Looks really cool. So front post, change to a back post. Front post, make it a back post. And again. Okay. How cool is that? I'll keep going across and you do too, and I'll show you one more row just to balance this stitch out. You might be wondering what this stitch is called. It's called the Basketweave stitch, and I absolutely love it. You can use it for anything. You know, you can make a jumper, you can make a cardigan, a beanie, you can make a blanket, use it for a scarf, anything you like. Little face cloths, pillow cushion covers look really nice in this. So I hope you can find this yarn. I just got it at Spotlight. I'm pretty sure you can get it online, and it was cheap, like it was fantastic price. And they're big balls as well. Okay, so I'll keep going and I'll show you the next row. It's looking great though. I love that. So pretty. You can make a baby blanket. I think it'd be gorgeous. Alright, and the back's the same. It's great. Alright, I'll see you for the next row. So I've just done the last one, 2 chain, and I'm back onto, I've just turned my work, and as you can see there we have a beautiful front post. So we're going to do exactly the same again. So skip the first section and go front post again. So 2 front post rows here, and then we alternate back to the other 2 rows, the first 2 rows that you did. Okay, and that gives you that beautiful, that basket effect. So 2 rows here and 2 rows here, and then we go back to these 2 rows. Pretty simple, huh? Alright, so into the back, and just make sure, because this does sort of pull together, make sure you can get in between there. Go around the back there in the loop and back through. Watch you don't catch this row below. Okay, so just in the top there, around the back post. Can't wait to see what you guys do with this. It's so beautiful. I think I'm in love with this yarn too. I'm definitely a colours person. So I've got 4 there, and back to the front. Yeah, I love my colours. These are subtle, they're not too much. That's what I love about these colours. Keep your tension off around that front post. And back post, just tuck it in there at the top. Remember to turn your work a little bit if you need to. Look from the top. Around the back. And one more. Okay, and that is your basket stitch, and that's all there is to it. So I'm going to work up a piece for you, then I'll show you how to do a nice border around this. Okay, so keep going, go back through the video if you need to, check your yarn hook sizes. I hope you can find this yarn because it's just stunning. Alright, I'll keep going for a little bit and I'll show you when I've made up a little piece, and we'll go from there. Enjoy. I love it. Look how beautiful that is. And the back's just as beautiful. Basketweave. Who would have thought it was so simple? I'll see you soon. I've just worked up a piece, and I just wanted to show you a border that I think would work quite nicely with this. As you can see, that's the basket stitch. It looks pretty cool, same on each side. And I think just to do a border, we'll do a single crochet all the way around to start with, and then we'll do a double crochet. So just single crochet, just work all the way around, whichever is the face of your work, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to choose this side, and just do single crochet all the way down the side, and just really pick your placement of your stitches. You don't want too many to make it ruffle, and keep it nice and flat. So just work down the row. Just your single crochet. So just yarn over, pull through. If it looks a bit gappy, then just put another one in, so you know you can just use your judgment going down. Looks like a bit of a gap there, so I might try to go in another space. Let's just have a look. Maybe just in there. Pop through there. And then into there. Alright, so just work a single crochet all the way around, and then I will show you the next row. I mean, if you don't want to put a border on, that's cool. You can just do this single crochet row and leave it. It's completely up to you. I think that would look quite nice. Just a simple edge, but I might do a little bit extra. And one thing I wanted to show you with this woolen hook setup too, the actual size of this is not that big, so it will take you a while to make compared to using a chunky yarn. I made another tutorial with this Basketweave, and it was chunky yarn, and it worked up like double the size in the same amount of time. But I was using like a 6mm hook and chunky yarn, so this is a lot smaller. I think it's nice though for cot blankets, things like that. I wouldn't do a massive bed blanket or anything with this. It would take just way too much time. But I think a cot blanket or a bassinet blanket would be perfect for this. That looks really pretty. So in the corners just do 3. Seems to be the standard in the corner. Just gives you a nice corner. And then work all the way around with a single crochet, and I'll show you the next row. So make sure on the bottom that you go through the 2 loops, as you can see there. Always 2 loops, not 1 loop, otherwise it looks like a bit holey, a bit gappy. So through the 2 all the way across, 3 in the corner, and I'll meet you. See that there? You can see I've gone down too far and it makes a hole there, so don't do that. Just take your time and go through the actual loop there, right in that stitch. Alright, and I'll show you the next row. I'll meet you back at the top and I'll show you the next row that we're going to do. It will look pretty. I think this is a great yarn. It's just so pretty. Alright, so keep going and I'll meet you back around here. Just coming back to the corner here, we've just done a row of single crochet. The next row we're going to do will be a double crochet row, but it's going to be a little bit different. I want you to do it in the back loop only of this single crochet. Make sure you're on the right side of your work. I think that's the right side, so we can work just the way that we came. Do 2 chain to start with, and then a double crochet into the back loop only of this. So the back loop is just into the back there. So what this does is it gives you a nice line, a nice separation between the body of the work and the actual border, and that's what we want to achieve on this row. So just the back loops only, double crochet, and then we'll finish it off with one more row, I think, on this project. It's looking good though, and if you have a look, you want to get that nice little line there. Alright, so double crochet into the back loops only of your single crochet all the way around. Just turn your work so you can see it, just into there, and on the corners do 3 on the corner. You can go into the 1 back loop on the corners as well. Should be okay. If it catches, make sure you get around that catch. Okay, back loops. Two and 2. You can also change the colour of your border. You don't have to use the same colour. If you just want to use another colour like a white or something like that, you can. Completely up to you. I'm just going to keep it the same because it looks quite nice. You have to marry up the same type of yarn and everything like that to make sure the border looks okay. Same size and everything. So this is easy. I'll show you the corner. I'll just go to the corner. I'll show you how to do the corner. But that's the idea. Just want to keep it a nice line through there. Then I'll show you the last one. Keep going. Just coming to the corner, I just want to create a nice corner. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets into the corner back loop on this one. Just to give me a nice corner. And then keep going around. I'll show you that in a sec. Back loops only. And you can see there, just by doing the 3, gives you a nice corner. If you want to have a point on there, you could do 4 and then have 2 single chain in between if you wanted to get a nice point, but I like the rounded sort of look. It looks quite nice. So keep going all the way around now in the back loop only of your single crochet. Do a double crochet, and I'll join you for the last row. I'm just coming back around to the corner now. So remember, we do 3 in the back loop on the corners. It just gives you a nice corner. Last one. And then I'm going to do a slip stitch up into the top there. And we will start our last row. So that's all done, and you can see it gives you a nice little, just a little edge there. Looks pretty. Alright, so there's a couple of different ways you can do the last part here. You can keep going, you can stop, you can finish up now if you like, and that's quite acceptable. Or you can keep going with what I'm going to do is a picket. If you saw my waffle stitch blanket, you would see how I do the picket. If you watched my Alpine stitch blanket, you would see how you can do back post, front post for the next few rows and give yourself a nice border on this. That would look really nice, I think, the back post, front post idea, and get you a solid border. But I'm going to just do the picket, I think, this time, as I want to show you a new stitch. So let's get this done. So I've slip stitched into there. I'll go into the next spot and do a single crochet, 3 chain, and then you single crochet into the same stitch again, and that's your little picket right there. You skip a spot, go into the next stitch, do your single crochet, 3 chain, single crochet into the same stitch, and that's all you do the whole way across. Skip a stitch into the next, single crochet, 3 chain, and a single crochet into the same stitch, and that's the picket stitch, which looks really pretty. So it's up to you what you want to do. If you like that type of stitch, do that. If you want to do a in and out front post, back post, do that. I'm going to keep going with this, doing the picket all the way around, and then we will just fasten off, so I'll show you that. So skip a stitch into the next, single crochet, 3 chain, single crochet into the same stitch. If you find it's bunching up and not lying flat, if you feel it's bunching up on you, you can always go into, just skip 2 stitches instead. So skip 2 stitches and go into the 3rd, and that will spread it out for you if you feel it's bunching up too much, but I think that looks okay. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way around again, and I'll show you just to fasten off, and then we will move into a new project. So skip 1 into the next, and 3. This would look really nice with the border, like I did for the Alpine stitch as well. If you have a look at that blanket, baby blanket that I did, you'll see the border that I'm talking about. It's about 3 rows of back post, front post, and that looks really nice. It's kind of suits this pattern because it is back post, front post, so it kind of goes with it, and it looks fantastic. But really, you know, it's up to you what you want to do. You could just do single row and be done if you wanted to, but I like to have a nice border on my work. I think that just shows a finished product. Alright, so I'll keep going around, and on the corners you just keep doing the same thing. You just skip a stitch, go into the next. You don't have to change up anything. And I'll show you the back here. So that's what it looks like, and that's what the back looks like. The back's a little bit different, but it's still quite pretty. It has a different edge. Alright, so like I said, you can stop at the border, you can add more border to it, or you can do this little picket like I'm doing. Completely up to you. I'll keep going around, I'll meet you at the end. Tell me what you think. I'd like to know what you think about the border, which way you'd go. Alright. Two and 3. Alright, I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so just coming towards the end, I'm just going to do a single in there. 2, 3. Back into the same stitch. Now there should be 1 stitch left, and then we are just going to go a slip stitch in there, just right in the bottom of that single crochet. So slip stitch through, and then you can cut your yarn and just weave in your ends, and we are done. I'm going to make a larger one, so I'm not going to cut my yarn at this stage, but you can when you've completed yours. I think that edge looks quite pretty. You can do whichever way you choose, but for this project I'm going to keep it at that. It's really quite a pretty and simple edge to any blanket that you do. I think it's nice for baby blankets and things, cot blankets, bassinet blankets for little babies. I think this is a nice material. It's nice and it's not too heavy, and it's not too gappy either. So I hope you like that tutorial. Please give this a like and do subscribe if you'd like to see the next one I'm going to do. I'm going to change up the colours a little bit, and I hope you like it. Until the next, stay safe, and I will see you soon.